and welcome to Dicejesters. My name is Julie.
And my name is Dave.
And we are a merry and whimsical board game podcast where we dive deep into games with curious minds. And of course, a Jester's Grin. We feature 10 by 10 challenges where each season we commit to playing 10 games at least 10 times, and sometimes much more. Today, we'll be discussing Moon Colony Bloodbath. Oh, okay.
Do you like that?
Yeah, that was surprise. Was that fun? I don't know what your definition
make you
of fun is.
uncomfortable?
Maybe.
Maybe a little bit.
It's caught me off surprise. It surprised me. It caught me off guard. There you go. So, yes, we'll be playing Moon Colony Bloodbath, which is
designed by Donald X. Vaccarino.
And published by
Rio Grande Games. I'm trying to get better at giving those little details. I always forget to do that. But Donald X. Vaccarino, we know from
Dominion,
which
is
our
an amazing
game. And so I just wanted to kind of throw back a little bit.
Throw it back.
We've been talking a lot about season 1 lately. You know, if you've been following us from the beginning, we played some solid games in that first season. One of them was Dominion, and that was actually one of the first games that we played together in general before we started playing doing the whole Dicejesters thing. So I thought, you know, we've been, for a couple of reasons, you know, we've been kind of going back into the past with Antiquity and others. And also the games have kind of, you know, we've been straying more toward the heavy side. And I thought it would be cool. Let's play a game that isn't as heavy, you know, like maybe would be somewhere around that season 1, season 2 genre. I would say this would fit right in, of a designer that we know and appreciate, and try a different design. And this one came up recently because it was nominated for the Kennerspiel des Jahres.
Yes. And what does that mean? For anybody who doesn't know, like me. So we can all be on the same page of what this special award may be.
So this is a subgenre of the Spiel des Jahres award is the German Game of the Year award. It's been around for like 20 plus years, and some of our favorite titles like Azul, Carcassonne, Dominion actually was nominated for the Spiel des Jahres. In recent years, I can't remember which year exactly, but they added a couple of new categories. One was the Kids Game of the Year.
Oh, cute.
And then, so the Kennerspiel des Jahres is kind of like the Game Connoisseurs Award. The Spiel des Jahres tends to gravitate toward more family weight genre. This is kind of like family weight plus, I would say. It leans more to that strategic gamer side. But I haven't found that they're really too intimidating. They're usually pretty welcoming in and of themselves. So this was recently nominated, but this wasn't the first time I'd heard about it. This has been actually recommended to us, I think more than once, by people saying, hey, you should check this game out. And so when I saw that, you know, we had a copy on our shelf, and I thought, let's give this a try. It sounds awesome. And just, I love the space theme and anything space related. You know, I'm a huge fan of.
You are, yes.
So knowing that this was space themed, a couple things I wanted to do to mentally prepare us for this. One of my favorite experiences as a child was riding Space Mountain at Disneyland.
Oh my goodness!
And so to get you in the mood for this game, I decided to take you on a trip to Disneyland.
Oh yeah, you took me on the trip to Disneyland.
I decided to take you on a trip to Disneyland so that you could experience Space Mountain.
Oh,
but if you've listened to previous episodes of the season so far, you know that we went to Disneyland anyway, and we talked about Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye in our Zolkin episode. Do you want to recount the experience of rope drop and riding Space Mountain for the first time, and just where that took you psychologically and emotionally on that journey with me?
So for those of you who had listened to kind of our catch-up podcast, well, our catch-up episode per se, where we discuss like, oh, we got married, we went on our honeymoon, yada yada yada. In that, we do talk about rope drop and a few other things. So if you want to hear more things like that, let us know, because we have gotten feedback that people do want to hear more. So let us know if that is something that you also want.
I forgot we told that story on that. So.
Yeah, we did. So sorry to disappoint you.
No, it's okay. But I mean, in general, did you enjoy blasting through space on that ride with me?
You know how I felt. You know.
I don't know how you felt because you were completely silent the whole time.
Yeah, but then we got off and I was like, if it's supposed to be space, why was there sound?
Okay. You were going deep into the wrong
into
things. Like, what was the adrenaline?
Yeah,
like?
That's what you were like. You were like, why can't you just have fun?
And the music and the wind.
Okay.
Right, there shouldn't be wind in space. So.
Your fun is enjoying the event or enjoying the activity. My fun is dissecting it and figuring out how it was made.
Ruining the magic.
No,
or,
I still think it's magical.
I ruin it because you appreciate the magic more when you understand how it works.
I absolutely love that. Like Indiana Jones, the whole ball thing. When we got home and everything, and you were like, "Oh, I bet that's what you were thinking about." I was like, "I was thinking about that. How did you know?" And you're like, "It looked like something that you would think about how it worked." And I did. I have thought about that, and I found out how it works, and I think that's amazing. It's still magical to me because I still get to watch it play out when you're riding it. So, but Space Mountain is just not that magical to me. For it is an indoor roller coaster with the lights off.
Well, you describe it that way. I mean,
I've been on indoor roller coasters with the lights off. That's what it is. Just
it's a whole like when you go up that hill, you can see this cosmic.
Is that the only indoor roller coaster you've been on?
In this lifetime, yeah.
Oh, see, I've gone on like Gotham. I've been on...
there was one at Disney World I went on, the Rock and Roller Coaster. I think
see that one too.
Maybe to shut that down, but I think that's it. But going up that hill and hearing the music, and then you go and over the hill, it kind of gives you this brief moment where you're looking out, you see the stars, and then it drops, and then it speeding through. I'm laughing, I'm screaming, like...
Why do people scream on that ride?
Because it's fun. You're just enjoying life.
I guess I don't understand screaming for fun.
Me neither.
You
make me feel so embarrassed.
No. There's people who are probably like, oh, I scream on roller coasters, which is fine, but I just don't understand it because every time I've ever screamed in life, it's because I was in danger.
Did you post that picture of us?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Yeah,
so if you want the best depiction of our personality differences that you could possibly imagine, go find that. You'll see me just... It's like my inner 7-year-old coming out, and I'm screaming, I'm laughing, and you look like you're doing a calculus equation in your head. Is what you look like.
It was so funny because
different kinds of fun.
One description that we had gotten was like, I believe this was the correct words used. I could be slightly off, but it was that you were a party animal and I was a Jedi, and I was like, yes.
That is accurate. Hopefully that got you in the mood to play Moon Colony Bloodbath. I don't know that this game is necessarily about traveling through space.
Mm-hmm.
More it's about the destination of where you're going.
Right.
So, are you ready to take the journey of the backstory before we talk about our first impression of the components on the table?
I'm ready to take the journey and to hear how first player is chosen.
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
Okay, so...
Ooh, is it the first one to, like, the last person to have Blue Moon ice cream?
Well, we'll start with the starting player.
Yeah.
And there's actually no starting player. Oh. I had to, read through and make sure I wasn't missing anything, but the game is actually simultaneous in nature.
Oh, interesting.
So that really turns.
Yeah.
So there's no starting player.
Okay.
Cities on the moon. This will be humanity's crowning achievement. At last, no longer bound to the Earth, the moon, a stepping stone to the stars. The rockets are loaded with supplies and colonists. The robots are programmed and ready. Everything has been planned down to the tiniest detail, and there is no chance whatsoever of failure. To the moon!
Oh, that was
it.
Oh, I love the to the moon.
To the moon.
To infinity and beyond. Toy Story don't come for me.
So what did you think? I have it set on the table for 2.
Mm-hmm.
What were your thoughts as you looked at everything laid out?
The apples were interesting. I am excited to find out what the purpose was for the apples. Is that the specific fruit that survives in the moon colony, or perhaps what they start with, kind of like Martian, where he has potatoes and survives off potatoes?
The apples are your source of food in the game.
Yes. Oh, and the pieces look like Race for the Galaxies pieces. The points.
Oh, the points.
Yeah.
So there's money. I don't know if they're credits. They're called credits in the game, but that's your form of currency. You've got your apples for food.
Yeah. And then there's these tokens with this lady's face on it that says like 5 and 1 are these points.
Oh, those are your people. You're the people on your...
Oh, those are my people?
Your planet, not your planet, but your base.
My little base, my space base.
You've got to have people to win the game. If you run out of people, you lose.
Oh, why am I running out of people? Are they dying? Are they?
Well, it has in the name Bloodbath. I can't assume that everything that happens in the game is good.
Well, they're smiling.
They look like they're having a good time. Then there's this
But I guess the robot has like this blender thing for a hand, so...
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty vicious.
I guess the robots where you
Oh, he's like a meat guy. Do you see that? He has a meat grinder, too.
Oh, my...
Oh, yeah, so, yeah, for sure.
The longer you look at the picture, the
more disturbing it becomes.
The more they shouldn't be smiling, honestly. Like, so many bad things are going to happen.
I know, they should be scared. But, okay, yeah.
The artwork is like this kind of retro 80s or 90s kind of sci-fi-ish.
Yeah.
And everything kind of seems, reading through the rules, there's a lot of humor in it. And I can tell, without having played it before, that it has like the word bloodbath in it because it's just kind of like, I'm assuming a lot of bad things are happening and it's just kind of funny. You know what I mean? Like, there's not much you can do to control it. And then, like, the fact that you said, oh, why am I running out of people? Tells me that we're probably going to be spending the game trying to keep that from happening the least. Like, you can't avoid it, but you can do what you can. So, a couple, like, interesting things that I found out about the game, reading through the designer diaries and so forth. Donald X. Vaccarino was saying that at the time he designed this, and I may be getting this slightly wrong, but he was actually working on designing his own version of one of our favorites, San Juan, where he was going to send it to the designer of that game. And anyway, I thought that was really interesting. So he kind of had Tableau building in his mind, but then he played Pandemic Legacy, which I've never played. You and I have never played. We haven't played really any co-ops, I don't think. But in that game, I guess there's a shared deck that you're adding cards to.
Oh, okay.
That affects everybody, but that's a co-op game. So I think he had the idea, hey, what if I make a deck building game, but instead of everybody having their separate decks, there's just one deck for everybody, and you can put things in that are good, they're bad. Other like external forces can put cards in there that you can't control, and now you're cycling through this deck for everybody. So I thought that was
an interesting
concept. So a little bit different than Dominion, but I'm excited to try a different one of his designs. I've never played anything of his other than Dominion, so.
Okay, so let's get into it and come back and discuss our first play of the game, and then we'll come back after 10 and discuss that, and maybe we'll have a surprise at the end. Who knows?
We'll see.
Dun, dun, dun. And we return after our first play of Moon Colony Bloodbath. Oh, you didn't do it with me that time, but okay.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. Moon Colony Bloodbath. To the moon.
It doesn't feel the same when it's, planned. But anywho, so we are back after that first initial play, which was interesting. Yeah, because you were joking. You were like, oh, I won't have to teach you it. We'll just get into it and just start playing. And then that's exactly what happened. And I was like, oh. Okay.
Well, it's funny because there have been recent games where I'm like, I wonder how much I could get away with not explaining when we start, because I have this tendency to over-explain the rules.
To me, yeah.
To you, because I don't know, I want you to have a good time, and
But lots of people like that, though, so that's not a bad thing.
They do. I think my intention is good. I want you to enjoy your experience and not feel like you're missing out. Before we played the game, I was thinking, I don't think I need to teach you anything about this.
No.
So we sat down at the table. And I said, are you ready? I explained a little bit, like, you got your food, you got your people.
Yeah, you explained what those were. You're like, this is what this is.
And now we're going to flip over the card. So do you want to try to explain the game after that? That is literally all I explained to you before we jumped in. And we got through a whole game with that much information. Mm-hmm. Some questions along the way, but have a stab at it.
Yes. So for this game, what you're going to want to do is set it up. So you have your research cards, and then there's another pile of event cards that get put in later throughout the game, depending on what's going on. The cards will tell you what to do. And then there's robots, twist, and another pile. What's that other pile?
The development cards.
There we go. So there's all of these different cards in separate piles, and you're working in one deck together, and you're flipping a card, doing the action, or paying the cost or the fee. And what's really nice about this game is that I could sit down and tell you what every little card does, or you can flip the card over and then it tells you.
You can just explain to the people you're at the table with. like, get on with it. Explain it. I'm trying. You're cutting me off.
So you flip the card over and it literally says like minus whatever amount, and then you just get rid of that resource. Or it says sell said resource for said resource. Or it says if you have this, then you need to pay this. And if you can't pay this, then you owe lives.
So, you owe lives? Is that what you said?
Yeah, that's what it is. You do owe lives. It's not a joke. Not dramatic. Yeah. Well, yeah, the cards are like, minus like 3 people or whatever, but that's okay. We have to test our shredder anyways or something like that. What was it? We just played it.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever seen you enjoy the thematic flavor text on a card.
Because it's so funny. You're like, it's the first time I've seen you read in the card.
Except for maybe Wingspan, you were really like you're reading the bird facts in the cards, I remember.
I feel like you're just saying that because you're trying to trigger me. You're trying to get me all hyped up about the birds.
Like, how can we be talking about birds when this game takes place in space?
Yeah, this takes place in space. About the birds. Do the birds have little helmets on? Oh my gosh, did I tell my crow mommy story?
Oh no, I didn't mean to start, but yet, no, you did. Did
I?
You did.
Did I in Antiquity?
Now the time? Now is the time.
Okay, but I feel like I talked about it. Are you sure that I didn't talk about it? I did. I alluded to it.
That's the story for another day. Well, is today that day?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was in the end that I feel like nobody listens to. So here's your hint to listen to the ends of always. But
always.
No, so I am officially the crow mommy. If you've been here for the whole time, there was this crow named Philip. Philip's gone now. I don't know what happened to Philip. I'm not saying he's dead. I'm just saying he's gone. Maybe he
may not be alive. That's what I'm trying to say.
He went somewhere else. I don't know.
to a better place.
Or maybe he found somebody that feeds him better things. I don't know. But so we were traveling. We were by the ocean, and I see this kind of like murder of crows. And every time there's crows, I have to become their friend.
This is my real life situation.
And you have to wait. And I'm like, stop moving. You're going to scare them. So I go up to these crows and I ask if I could be their friend. And I've learned how to crow click, which I will not be doing right now. But I do that. And then they talked back to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, it had imprinted on me. We have imprinted on each other. We are now best friends. So then I sit down and the crow comes over by me. And it was like crowing and clicking. And then it was telling all of his other friends to come by me. So then all of the other friends came by me. And then I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was giving them peanuts. They like unsalted peanuts. And then more and more were coming. And then they were all coming so close to me that I could almost pet it. And I was like, oh, so cute.
I was getting alarmed at the number that were coming over. They kept appearing. Like they were reproducing or so. Like they
and then they were surrounding my car.
They were surrounding the car. I got afraid that they were going to like think that I was a threat.
And then
we were in too deep.
Yes. And then 2 seagulls came over and I was like, no, because then all the crows are like, caw, caw. And then they like butterflied away. And I was like, no, crow babies, I will save you. So then I chased down those rats with wings, got them away from the crows and their peanuts. And then the crows then crowned me their mother because every time we walked, the crows followed. They followed me. They stayed in front of me. They stayed on all sides. They circled me as if I was their crow master.
This is absolutely true, by the way.
Yes.
Your Philip
This is not dramatic.
I believed you. And especially you sent me videos, so there's just a piece in my head that was like, how much truth is into this story? Is this a one-sided friendship story? But I saw the crows. I can attest, the sounds they made are sounds I've never heard a crow make before.
Yeah.
There are also sounds I've never heard you make or any human make back to a bird. And it happened, you seemed comfortable. You welcomed them.
It did.
And their nervous head movements, like all kind of, I don't know. It was kind of a freaky situation for me. So I backed off. I stood and overlooked the Pacific Ocean for a few minutes and reflected on my thoughts, gazed out, and I had some solid moments of meditation, lost, then I came back to reality, turned around, you were still with the crows, and they'd grown in numbers again. And then you walked toward me, they followed you, and then they hopped up on the rock and tree like right there. You also gazed out over the ocean, and I was like, are you like Odin, with your ravens? And it just, your vibe had changed. You become this ascended being of the birds.
Yes. Yes, I was so happy. I don't think I've ever showed that much happiness. You're like, I know, we went to Disney.
Well, there was the day we got married. I mean, hopefully there was some level of...
No, I was happy. Sorry.
I've never been that happy. Nobody's ever made me that happy in my entire life other than the birds. Like, wow, okay.
Okay, you know what? There's a saying that if somebody loves animals the way I do, that they're good people. Okay, so you're married to a good person, David. You should be happy that I'm chasing crows and not something else.
You definitely showed more emotion with the crows than you did on Space Mountain. I'll say that.
But circling back
from to
space. So yeah, I read the cards because I found them to be comical. It would say like, oh, we could use more room anyways, or we don't want to get too crowded, something like that. And then I was playing with Dr. Gibson.
Something.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know if it's a B or like, I don't know. The cursive was hard to read for me for a moment.
The yellow character.
Yes. And he was all like, oh, we don't need a planet full of the best or the smartest because our children won't be the best or the smartest. So we should just colonize the planet with normal people. And I felt that.
It's funny when you kind of look at the flavor text and everything, you get this, it kind of has this narrative underlaying the game where it's kind of like this, not dystopian, but this retro outlook of space travel, of optimism. Like, we're going to go colonize the moon. It's going to be great. And everybody's smiling. Like, we're joking about the box cover, the people smiling in the robot with the blades and stuff. And you get the sense like, oh, these people are smiling while these robots are going haywire and destroying everything. And I don't know, just like, I really appreciate the humor in it, and also kind of the story that it tells as you play through the deck.
Yes. And I was looking at the artwork too, and I absolutely adore the artwork for the reason that, of course, it's great artwork for the game. But if you're looking at the cover, they did the shadows of where like the sun is. You can see it on the astronauts' helmets. And then if you look at the little like rocket or whatever that totem is in the middle, there's a shadow off of that too. And I was like, oh my gosh, the artists like really took their time with this. It wasn't like, oh, I'm just going to create something. Here it is. It was, nope, they're in space. This is where the sun is. I was like, okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Like those extra touches.
I know. I appreciate that,
That's awesome. So first time playing the game, what were your general impressions? Do you have any predictions about the game of how we'll enjoy it over the next 9?
I think I'll win. It's my prediction, because this is like kind of a resource management, the people being the resource. And so that's why I feel, because usually for resource management games, the heavier they are with resource management, the better I tend to do. That's just my prediction. And then with the game...
And you won the first game too, I didn't mention that.
Oh yeah, I did. Yes. Because I made sure I had lots of people. I didn't know what I needed them for, but I knew. So that leads me to my first impression, which the first 2 card flips, I was like, I don't really know what I need to do. And then as the game progressed, I realized, oh, well, good thing I stocked up on all these people, because they are doing the bloodbath. They are just being wasted as if they are able to clone, which supposedly they are able to clone on this planet. They do have a cloning mechanism, so that makes sense on why they were willing to use the shredder.
Yes, and I agree. I think you may win. My initial impression of the game, love how easy it was to teach it. Just like refreshing, playing a game where we can just get into it and play. I thought it was fun just playing it for the first time. The interesting thing that I really enjoyed was the fact that although it's a resource management game, it's not like other games where it kind of goes against my preferred style, where you start with nothing and you kind of build up and up and up, and the last few turns are these enormous turns where you're doing all kinds of stuff and scoring points. This is like you kind of start small, you kind of grow medium, and then you go basically down to nothing. Everything is continuously getting destroyed, and you're trying just to keep up with the speed at which everything is being obliterated within your space, I guess it would be called.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. You're just hanging on by a thread.
Mm-hmm. And another cool aspect of it as well is that we each have our player cards that are known as perks, and the perks that you add into the deck, once you add that into the deck and the card gets flipped, that only that player gets to use that perk.
You like get a perk.
The perk on the perk. Mm-hmm. So that's fun because you added perks, I did not. So every time that card came up, I was like, oh, what a great perk. And then you're like, it is mine. Mr. Wilson, did you get?
Oh, Mr. White.
Mr. White, yeah.
Which the blue character is Mr. White.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of the simultaneous nature of the? Because I
that
think
made me so happy.
So fast. Like boom, boom. We flip over a card, we do it. Flip over the card, we do it, and we just win. This is probably 30 minutes tops. Learning round.
Yeah, I think
we're gonna fly through this.
Yeah, no, I really love that aspect because you and I tend to play simultaneously. Even with games that have like turn-taking games. So, for example, Antiquity, in the beginning, before we could do anything in each other's cities to help with the lag of setting up the fields or anything like that, the pollution, we just did it simultaneously.
When it makes sense. If there's a point in a game where your decision would be informed on what the other person did, then yeah, we would take our turns. Yeah. But otherwise, let's fly through it. Mm-hmm. So that was fun. I enjoyed the breeziness of the game, and I'm excited to play it 9 more times.
Yes, me too.
See what stories we create. Who knows? Maybe when we come back, you'll have more crow stories, or you'll have created some crows in space characters.
Oh my gosh, yes. Yes.
Am I onto something? Is that another game idea? Crows in space?
Crows in space? Stop. What if someone takes it? Could you at least have me help design it?
We need to trademark it. We have had so many random ideas. There's the Ancient Aliens one. There's the Crows in Space.
Yes, Crows in Space.
So good.
So cute.
But let's go play it 9 more times. After that, we'll come back, talk about our experience, the highs, the lows, the tears, the bloodshed, the bloodshed, the whatever. It'll be fun.
Okay.
See you soon.
We are back after our 10 gruesome plays of Oh, I thought you were gonna
Moon Colony Bloodbath to the moon. It was a bloodbath.
It really was. The name definitely does the game justice, I would say. The name
lives up to it.
Yeah, it definitely fits. And it was exciting. It was scary. It was emotional. It was all of the above and every single. It was painful. It was so painful. But yeah,
funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. If you read the cards, it's really funny. You're like, this is the only game where you really read the cards. I'm like, yes, we've talked about this. Just because they're funny. They say funny things.
We even decided to switch characters at one of our later plays.
Because I wanted to read all the other character cards.
You switched to Dr. Brain.
Yes, because I had 2 brains. He said, you need to have a second brain.
And my character, Dr. White, I guess, was very almost obsessed with bringing robots to the moon. And as we know, the robots take over. Start wreaking havoc upon your colony.
So this is an interesting perspective, right? And I don't know if I'm going to get heat for this or not, but this game was like the perfect simulation on what would happen if you had robots basically be, what were they called? Not the Flintstones, the Jetsons? The Jetsons, where they become your maid, they go and blend the food for you, they serve you. When you have robots take over like that, and then they realize that they could all make their own robots and no longer need you, then it's, people are disposable at this point, and that's wild. That's how I felt about this game, is that they had that disposable action of, hey, this is what could happen. I know that's not what the game's supposed to represent, but that's how it felt.
I think so, though. It's
really?
Supposed to be satirical, funny, That's why the artwork and how happy everybody looks kind of mismatches where you're headed.
Yeah, and I think it was oh, it's okay, here's a Coke or cookie. It was something like a soda or something. To losing 2 people, it's oh, it's okay, let's talk about it over soda or something. I was oh, okay. So it was quite comical to me. So initially during the first play, I don't know if I said this while we were recording, but I know we said this when we had I had said this when we had gone for a walk, where I thought that maybe it would be a cool aspect where I could affect your people. Like, you know, we had like some turf war going on where I could get rid of some of your people. But after playing it 9 more times, I'm like, no,
It's good.
it's already so violent that me attacking you, it would just, it's waste of my resources to keep my people alive to somehow, you know. So I do think how the game's set up, it's tight, it's straightforward, it's easy to read, easy to jump in, and comical.
Very, yeah. And it's funny you mentioned the fact that, like, with the robots taking over, and it kind of like a play on what would happen if we were to bring robots with us to the moon.
Right.
And the game itself almost seems to tell this whole, like, almost like narrative. You first show up and you're optimistic. Like, yes, we're going to build this colony. It's going to be great. We're going to put down some buildings. And then, oh, a robot got mixed into the deck. Now that's going to start killing off some of your colony.
Yeah.
And then the game goes, and it goes from like optimism in the beginning to sheer desperation by the end, like shrieking. Like,
I know, you're just trying to figure out how to have people. You're like, I need more people.
I know. So what did you think of the gameplay, design, all of that? What are your thoughts after playing 10 plays?
I think that everything is very cohesive with each other. Everything makes sense. There's nothing to me that doesn't make sense. Because you know how sometimes there might be extra resources and you're like, oh, well, what do I really do with these? I only could do one thing, but I can't always get that one thing. Everything in this made sense. And I feel like with this game, anybody could play it 10 plus times because I think it's so fun and so funny that this is going to sound weird, but it could be a party game. Like, you know?
I just imagine you bringing this out at a party, like Moon Colony Bloodbath, and people don't know what it is. Run for the hills.
Run for the hills.
Anybody want to get into a bloodbath tonight?
They're like, oh, I don't know about that. Let's play like something else. And I'm like, no, trust me. It's easy to learn. We're going to do it. When my people come and visit us in August,
oh, yeah,
we'll play it with
fun.
them. Yes.
And not really, this is a good game for that because as you learned during our first play, I didn't really have to teach you any rules. You just kind of discover. You're like, oh, I guess I have some people, I have some money, I have some apples. And you're like, you don't need to worry about what those do. You'll figure it out. And then it just kind of builds off of each card that you flip over.
Mm-hmm. And you don't feel like you've played 10 plays of this game. Like, you feel like there's more, you could do more. You're like, oh, let's keep going. This is fun.
It is a lot of fun. And I think it's a good refresher. I think, first of all, really, really cool game design. Like you said, everything is really cohesive. You need everything. The balance between money and then apples to kind of like that feed your people mechanism almost, where you want to make sure you have apples to pay when that card comes up, but you can use apples for other things too. It has some like tableau building where it'll trigger additional actions or give you the ongoing abilities that I love, and then making sure that you have people in your colony. So it's like finding a way to do all of those things. And it's fun because the more you play it, the more in the beginning you're trying to set yourself up like, oh, I'm going to survive this. And it becomes almost this survive it until the final event is drawn rather than trying, you don't want to be eliminated early. So it's almost like, not like a co-op game, but you and I were both like, okay, this is going to be the game that we make it to the last card. One of us is going to win. But anyway, you try to set it up from the beginning to do well, but you know it's just not going to go as planned because it'll come a point where you have to pay people, like people will get killed off from your colony. You're not going to have enough in your supply, so then you have to use one of your buildings to get that. But did we even explain how to play the game in our initial impression? I don't know that we...
I think we did. Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
So you pay for people with a building, which gives you more people into your... I hate to use the word supply, talking about people, but you kind of at that point need to look at your tableau and it'll start deconstructing. And so it's like which cards are no longer useful. So you try to kind of set yourself up for that whole beginning of the game usefulness, middle of the game usefulness, and then end of the game you're just kind of like trying to stay afloat. It feels like your ship is sinking faster and faster and faster.
You're trying to bail the water.
And you're really at that point just trying to outlive your opponent. Like, it could be the matter of one turn. Like some of our games came down to like a 2-point person difference.
Yeah.
Where like I was eliminated, but you only had 2 people left, so you won.
I was like, hee. And we tied. We both had tied that one game too, where we both lost people.
Yeah, apparently there's no tiebreaker. If we both get eliminated in the same turn, that's it. And then we kind of like thought, okay, well, whoever is the most negative will lose. But then we were tied for that too. So it's okay, let's just share this.
Let's share this
experience. But it was fun. It was a good reminder to me that games are, I'm not saying like the games that we've been playing recently haven't been fun, but games they're supposed to be fun. And I think this was just a refreshing game where it feels fun from start to finish and we're having a good time. I don't necessarily care that there's luck in the game or am I making the most strategically optimal move? You're just having fun with it. And I think it was a nice
a nice palate cleanser.
Yeah, nice palate cleanser. I enjoyed it a lot. It's fun. I can see why people enjoy it so much and why it was nominated for the Kinderspiel des Jahres award. Because I wouldn't say it's complete. I mean, you said party game, but I would say that if you're looking for like true entry level game, this could work, but maybe it could be like a step up, just depending, like know your audience. There's some symbols and stuff, but if you don't think that will be a big deal with the person you're teaching it to, then
yeah. I think it's a very welcoming game. The symbols and the iconography, look at that, I used the word right, makes it easy because it relates to the resources and it doesn't jumble it up with things looking different. So all of the citizens all looked the same, right? As opposed to like picking different ones. So it was pretty easy. It was like, this is your population, this is your money, this is your food. Food is all apples. You don't get to do anything else. And you pay food, you pay money, or you pay people. So it's pretty straightforward because everything matched, you know? Mm-hmm. So I feel like it'd be pretty easy.
I think so. I also liked how the game is switched up from game to game with you'll put 2 twist cards in.
Yes.
So those felt different every time. And
there's a good amount of twist cards.
There's a lot of them. Yeah. Some of them are cool. There was one really punishing one that we came across that was like,
oh yeah, we're like,
you
how
have
is
to
this
lose
helpful?
half your apples or half your money. Like, oh man, most of them are helpful, but some of them. And those robots are brutal when they come out. They make you lose like 7 people plus in a building. The
waiter was like, not only am I going to take your people, but I'm going to take your food. I was like, oh my gosh.
And there comes a point where the deck that is shared is so big that there's like, you're losing people almost on every turn. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so would you say that this game, after playing it 10 times, would this be a keep it to play or trade it away?
Oh, we're keeping this to play. You could travel with this one.
Yeah, it's awesome. But, you know, we talked in the beginning of, I'm excited, by the way, to keep this in our collection. It's awesome. But we talked in the beginning of the episode about there potentially being a 4th segment. And, you know, I realized there's no expansion to this game. It's just the base game alone. Mm-hmm. How can we take it a level deeper?
Oh.
So Donald X Vaccarino, can we just call him DXV? I think that'd be cool. You know, he is the designer of one of our absolute favorite games, Dominion. And we have a copy of Dominion Intrigue, which we've never played before. We've done the base game plus expansions. Right. I thought it'd be cool. Let's go play some Dominion, get that back to the table, and then come back and compare the game design to see like, similarities, if we can feel some of those carrying over. And
yeah, let's look for it. Let's do it.
We didn't talk. Did we talk about who won in this game?
I did.
You won by what?
1.
You won 5
to 4.
I won 4, and then we tied 1. So congratulations.
Thank you.
But we'll see who can win. Who comes out on top with Dominion?
Oh, we haven't played a Dominion since I've learned how to build decks, you know? Because so I may win this time.
I don't think you will.
Oh,
Let's go play that. We'll come back.
Okay. And so we are back after playing Dominion. Who as if Dominion's like a person. Dominion, which is by the same designer of the Moon Colony Bloodbath. And since that game doesn't have an expansion or anything, we decided to play Dominion to see if we can see any similarities at all, or just see if maybe there was anything that jumped out to us that we were like, oh yeah, this is maybe part of his design and whatnot. So,
well, what was it like coming back to Dominion, first of all? And this was the Intrigue variant, which we've never played with before. We had the Dominion big box, and this was part of it. So I thought, hey, let's give it a try. It basically is a replacement base set, so you could either buy the Dominion OG Dominion, or you could buy Dominion Intrigue as the starting point. And so we played with all of the different cards that you can play with. What was it like coming back to Dominion, and what were your impressions of Dominion Intrigue?
I love Dominion. Any expansion of Dominion, I love. And then people may be like, oh, well, some are kind of tedious. It doesn't matter. I love it. That's just my conclusion.
What do you think people think is tedious about it?
Well, some of them kind of have like extra things that you have to do where you have blocks and you have to put blocks on it. This isn't for the Intrigue expansion, by the way. This is for some of the expansions in general. So some require extra squares. Some require extra medals that you have to put on the cards, or some will say like, oh, keep this card out for the beginning of the next turn, your next turn. And that might be a little tedious, but outside of that, I feel like it's an easy flowing game. I really enjoy it. I like it. I like seeing all the different cards. I like figuring out different ways to play every time because of how many different cards there are. It makes the game continuously feel fresh because you can play in so many different combinations. And I don't know, like you might feel, there's the card I always go for, but due to the other cards surrounding that card might not even work. So then you have to change your whole strategy. And so that's why I feel that I really like Dominion, because it is of its replayability, and then I love its artwork, how it has different illustrators, but it's all cohesive. Like it all has like the same border, same font, all of that jazz.
Oh, sure. Yeah, the art looks very different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just love how, regardless of the expansion, it still kind of has Renaissance, medieval vibes to it, like royals and stuff like that. They all kind of carry that same theme, or like pirates. So just like an era that I really like. All the eras that I really enjoy carries through.
It has so much things that we love. So what stood out to you? Was it, I guess, did anything stand out to you about Intrigue itself? The cards that we saw compared to other expansions, or even the base game that we've played with so many times? We've played 70 times by this point, I think.
I do feel that Intrigue specifically felt a lot like the base game. That's probably why they come in the big box together. And the only kind of different one that I added was cards that were points towards the end. But otherwise, it felt like Dominion, and then like a step up from Dominion. So then you could get a little feel like, oh, okay, it's evolving, it's doing something new, like it's keeping it fresh, before you get into like the other expansions that add way more things.
Agreed. I think it does feel interchangeable at its core with the base game. I did like like you mentioned, the victory point cards that double as either action cards or money. Those were really cool, because it gives you an incentive to buy victory point cards early in the game, because they still do something. They don't just clog up your deck. I really liked the different ways that Intrigue allows you to trash cards. And I love when I can trash cards, but this one had a really good one where you can play a card. I think it lets you draw a card, 2 extra actions, but then if you decide to trash that card, you get 4 extra to spend.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I would like buy those, so I'd be able to draw cards, and then I would trash them at the right time to be able to upgrade and buy it. We also always play with the prosperity, the treasures, and so it gives you like a 5 value coin and a 10 value victory point card. We always play with that. Doesn't come with Intrigue, but I will use those trash cards to get the platinum money, and then the game ends pretty quick because I can get my
I don't think like the game ends quick and I win. I'm like, no. No, that's not what happened. I won too.
But I had a really good time. Always have a lot of fun bringing Dominion back out. I think it's always a good reminder of one of the favorite games of ours of all time, the one that really got us playing together to the point where we started doing the whole Dicejesters thing. So it's always kind of a good throwback.
And my picture on your app is me and Lupin playing Dominion against you. So,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, that tells you.
So happy that we got a chance to try Intrigue finally. I think I'll always just keep this around and mix cards from it in with whatever we play. There weren't any that I didn't like, so I think it's great.
Yeah.
So going back to Moon Colony Bloodbath, and the whole reason we played Dominion was to, like you said, compare, see what we noticed, if there were similarities. What did you notice playing Dominion right after playing Moon Colony Bloodbath? Do you see anything carrying over from one to the other? Any DNA that was shared, like DNA. Ancestry?
I would say that, I don't know, because it's like a shared deck in Moon Colony. And in Dominion, it's separate decks. But I do enjoy that I kind of see a similarity. And I mean, this could be for any game, honestly. But with the whole, oh, you decided to do that, so because you decided to do that, this negatively impacted the communion deck. Well, for Dominion, if I pick a witch, which, is one of my favorite cards, I would give you a curse. So now my curse impacts your deck. So, like, cards impacting the deck as a whole kind of carries through, but I feel like that could be for any game in specific. I'm just grabbing at straws because I do feel that he did a good job at creating a separate game from Dominion.
I think so. It's funny you mentioned the whole curse thing, because although in Dominion it's not a shared deck, you still know when somebody buys a card that puts curses upon you, that's going to come up at some point. Mm-hmm. So you're going to need to find a way to either counteract it or make it irrelevant. In Moon Colony Bloodbath, there's the robot cards and events, which you can't really control. Those will come up no matter what. But it's still a negative thing that is coming as the deck continues to cycle through.
Right.
So what are you going to do to plan for it, and so that you have the things that you need to make it not as big of a hit to you as it would be for other people?
Right. So now that threat exists, you're like, I have to maybe get a card or do a move that I didn't initially want to do, but because that person decided to be selfish, now I have to break my strategy to make sure I can survive.
Exactly. And I think when you look at the design of Dominion, I think one of the, I wouldn't say negative, the thing I remember hearing throughout the years about Dominion, people called it multiplayer solitaire. When you look at the expansions that were introduced, I think slowly, maybe there was more layers of player interaction that he tried to put in. Moon Colony Bloodbath is interesting because it's not the whole game is simultaneous. So you think, oh, that's multiplayer solitaire, but everything that goes into the deck affects everybody. So it's not just you playing your own game. The stuff that you put that goes into the deck will bring pain upon the group.
Bring pain.
I didn't really have to watch what you were doing per se. So it still felt independent, but I think he's maybe been more intrigued over the years with how do I create things that affect the whole group or table. And obviously he's played Dominion millions, I don't know how many times throughout the design process, but at some point he probably thought hey, that would be really cool. And I know he said when he played Pandemic Legacy, there's a shared deck in that. What would it look like if I took a core aspect like Dominion, where there's deck building, but made it one deck for everybody rather than decks for individual people? So
cool.
So is there, I don't mean to do a this versus that kind of thing. I think, or what are your thoughts? How would you compare the two? Do you like one more than the other?
No, they're completely separate games.
Yeah.
They're separate. It's not it'd be different if it was we played a bunch of expansions. Honestly, we could do a 10x10 of just Dominion expansions.
Oh,
yeah. I think we even have fun. At least 10.
I think so. That would be extreme.
So that would be a little different. That would be comparative. Oh, I like this one over this one. But as for these two games go, they're completely separate of one another. And I like both for what they both have to offer.
I agree. I think that they're similar in the sense that they're both about as easy to teach and get into.
Oh, yeah.
Roughly speaking. Yeah. But I would say Dominion is more I want to sit down and play around with some different strategies and stuff like that. Moon Colony Bloodbath, I think, is just, I want to have a good time. Not that Dominion is still really fun to me, but it's just more, kind of silly, comical fun. It scratches a different itch, at least for me. I don't know how you feel.
I didn't know you have itches to scratch.
I did want to mention, though, about Dominion. I'm currently still in the champion seat. I have a win percentage of 53%. You have a win percentage of 49%. And you think that those numbers don't even out, right? But we've tied some rounds too, so
I'm not worried. I'm not worried. That's okay. You don't need to sugarcoat it because overall I have the higher percent. Yes.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for taking the journey. Well, overall, is Moon Colony Bloodbath still a keep it to play, would you say?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, is that for you?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm surprised you don't have some, like, I don't know, horse chariot drawn carriage leading me.
Oh, yeah. What was it? What did I used to say?
I don't remember. It was
long live the Jester Queen.
Oh, my goodness.
The court is blessed by your curiosity.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And I'd put trumpets and stuff. And
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the journey with me.
Of course. And thank you for having me on the journey with you. Thank you, all of you, so much for listening to us today. If there is a game that you're interested in or you want to hear something more about a game that we've discussed, feel free to reach out to us. We're on Instagram under Dicejesters. And then you can find us like on Gmail if you like. So Gmail is thedicejesters@gmail.com. And if you ever want to huzzah, like in a huzzah or something, I don't know, it's up to you, whichever. You could do that too through our link in our YouTube has the link, our Instagram has the link. It's just like this link to our little like landing page. The landing page has a cute little huzzah button, and then put your name and stuff like that, and then yeah, huzzah away. It will huzzah you like towards the end here.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't have any bird updates. I
was wondering if that was coming.
I don't know. I feel like I did have an update about something, but I can't remember it now. Like there was an animal of recent. There was a cat that I wanted to save. It ended up being my neighbor's cat, but it really looked like a stray. And then I actually cried about it. I was like rolling on the ground crying. I was like, I need to go save the cat. And you were like, but if it's hers, you can't just take it away. And I'm like, well, so then we waited for her to come home and saw that it was hers. And then I felt really bad because I just wanted to take it. And then
you did.
Lupin met the cat through the door because I didn't want Lupin getting whatever that cat had, because that cat had like ear mites or something. I felt so bad for that cat. I wanted to take it to the vet and help it. And
but then its owner came and retrieved it.
I know, and then I'm like, I don't know what to do. So we found out more information, but that's personal to us. You don't need to worry about that.
Well, I do remember one bird encounter.
Okay.
That we had recently. We were coming out of the front door, and we have a little stair alcove, I guess you call it.
Oh yeah.
There's a little birdie hanging on one of the beams, and you started talking to it. I thought that was really sweet, and you thought that it was going to come prance over to you, and you were going to sing like a Snow White kind of song, and then it flew away, and you were kind of sad. Do you want to talk about that? Yeah, just be little, and it kind of like hop, and then we were going to be best friends, and then it flew away. Wait, did I ever talk about the parrot? This is coming from somebody who said that they didn't like birds. Thank you. Did I ever talk about the parrot story, the green parrot? I mean, to me, but I don't know if you talked about it here. And we were best friends. I almost purchased a $900 bird. Oh, okay. I think you're talking about that story in the Philippines where you held a parrot and it started like attacking you. No, that was multiple parrots. Okay. Those are like parakeets. With this like tongue. Yeah, and it was like, oh. I remember that. I remember your reaction. I saw the pictures too. Yeah, they jumped all over me. There was at least 10. There was like 2 on my head. A non-bird person. Well, I like animals. More bird stories than anybody I've ever met. Well, okay, so you have to know everything. I didn't. Okay, I was facing my fears that year. I held an owl because I was in a dark place. I was scared of owls, and then after holding it, I was like, "Oh, this owl is cute." Yes, but you have to know everything about something before you could just not like it. Okay, you're like, wait, so why don't you like birds? I'm like, you know what? Seagulls gave them a bad rap, and then some other birds. I think it's just seagulls that you don't enjoy. They are rats with wings. Are cool. I used to hang out at the ocean as a kid and throw bread over the balcony. You're not supposed to give them bread. Really? I don't think you're supposed to give any bird bread. Well, they liked it. Well, just because they like it doesn't. That's like us. Like, I'll give you a candy bar. All right. Well, okay, forget I said that. That's okay. That was bad. I was a child. Nobody told me no. So. It's okay. I'm sure most children did it anyways. You're fine. But yeah. So thank you for joining us. And as always, be sure to play games with the ones you love.